everybody, welcome to Just Upright. My name is Doc Jane Ruder. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and I'm a certified dementia practitioner. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button below. It will really help our channel and I will really appreciate it so much. Thank you. Thank you for all the subscribers. Please check out our social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, justuprighttherapy.us. And if you don't know yet, I offer courses at justuprighttherapy.com, practical tips for physical therapy evaluation documentation. This course will help you a lot to improve your documentation skills, and I will walk you through the process from chart review to precautions, level of assistance, down to making goals and everything in between. And also, I have a course on how to apply as physical therapist here to the US. So if you are a graduate of physical therapy in different parts of the world and you want to practice here to the US and be guided on the step-by-step process, this course is for you. So check that out on our website as well. Okay. So I'm going to discuss today. So there are so many people messaging me, and also in Facebook groups, very confused whether they need master's degree or not. Okay, and what is a coursework tool? Although I already have a video of coursework tool, I'm going to touch base on that in a different light today, for you to be guided well. Many are confused because they are graduate of Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy, but some of them were practicing here in the US without master's degree, but some needs master's degree. So really, what is the answer? Do you need a master's degree or not? What is a coursework tool? And what is a healthcare worker certificate? Do you need it or not? Okay, so all of this we're going to answer today, and hopefully that will clarify your doubts, your hesitations, your questions, and confusion. Okay, so let's dive in. Do I need master's degree or not? Okay, so I went to Texas Board of Physical Therapy website, okay, and I'm going to make a video on how to apply as physical therapy to Texas, so watch out for that. But as I was looking on their frequently asked questions, I come across this. The first one is, do I have to have master's degree to get a license in Texas? So their answer is no, okay? It says there that as stated in 329.5 of the board's rules, you must have completed an educational program substantially equivalent to U.S. programs accredited by the CAPT. Okay, so substantial equivalent means close enough the total number of coursework hours and content. Okay, and it goes on and you can read it on your own. So this can cause confusion to foreign trained therapists. How come, for example, they saw my video, you need a master's degree before you can get here to the US, and then now you see on the online on Texas that you don't need a master's degree. Okay, so we're going to explain this further later on so you would understand. Okay, now for FCCPT, there are many services that FCCPT provide. Okay, so we have the educational credentialing review, and then you have the type 1 review, and then you have the review for New York. Okay, so I have been telling this, if you watch my other video, please go to this playlist here, and I have tons of videos there that I already discussed about what is credentialing, what is coursework tool, etc. Okay, so the educational credential review, okay, let's read it word for word, okay, from FCCPT, is an evaluation that determines if your education is substantially equivalent to the first professional degree in physical therapy in the United States. The evaluation is completed on the coursework evaluation tool, okay, or CWT, that is required by the recipient selected to receive a copy of evaluation. To ensure accuracy and fairness, FCCPT uses coursework evaluation tool, which has been validated against the CAPT criteria for PT education. Okay, So if you watch my other video before, I always say that the educational credential review, okay, or for New York, they have a separate FCCPT service, New York Credential Evaluation Review, okay. This is only applicable to you if you already have an immigrant visa or you are a US citizen. Okay, so you don't need the healthcare worker certificate. Okay, so if you already have an immigrant visa, you're already approved of immigrant visa, or you are already a US citizen, you don't need the healthcare worker certificate, which is in type 1 review. You only need an educational credential review. But the educational credential review, okay, is based on the coursework tool. Okay, we're going to discuss that later. The coursework tool depends on what year you graduated. So they will use a different coursework tool depending on the year of your graduation. So your deficiency will be depending on what coursework tool you will fall. So you will be clarified with this as we go on later. Okay, I just want to give you a general idea. So type 1 review, okay, this is for immigration requirements. So as you can see, it says immigration requirements. So type 1 review are for people who are, I have been saying this in my other videos, if you have nothing, you don't have working visa, you don't have an immigrant visa yet, and you are not a US citizen. You're starting from zero. Okay, you're still in your own country and you don't have any visa, you're just going to apply. So you need a type 1 review except for New York, okay? Because again, New York has their own FCCPT New York. And unfortunately, that is just for credentialing. So what I did, as I mentioned in my other videos, I did the Education Credential Review, FCCPT New York, but I did the Healthcare Worker Certificate through CGFNS, which is cheaper. Okay, so you can combine those two together. Okay, so if you are applying aside from New York, okay, other states, and you're applying under type 1, you can see this is for immigration requirements. Okay, so this is not for you, if you already have an immigrant visa, if you already have a working visa, if you're already a US citizen. Okay, so these are for folks out there in other countries who don't have anything yet to go to the US visa wise. Okay, so for type 1, to apply for type 1 review for immigration service, you must have the following requirements. Must have a bachelor's degree or higher in physical therapy, must have master's degree or higher in any subject. Transitional DPT post-professional degrees offered by regional accredited universities in the United States are accepted. Must be eligible to practice in the country of education where the first professional degree was obtained, and must pass TOEFL or qualify for TOEFL exemption. So the confusion happens because people see this bachelor's degree. So they say, oh, it just say bachelor or higher. But how come you're saying that I need master's degree? Okay, so you wait for it. A healthcare worker certificate is issued only if the following requirements are satisfied. Verification of bachelor's and master's degree or higher. So as you can see, under healthcare worker certificate, it requires master's degree. Okay, it requires master's degree. So if you haven't watched my other video, what is healthcare worker certificate? Healthcare worker certificate is needed as a requirement for visa application. Okay, so before you are given a working or an immigrant visa, you need to have a healthcare worker certificate. So the healthcare worker certificate actually requires a master's degree or master's equivalent. Okay, verification of all licensure / registration held since graduation verification of TOEFL or TOEFL exception, equivalency on coursework tool number 6. So under healthcare worker certificate, okay, if you don't have healthcare worker certificate, if you're not yet here in the US, the equivalent now is coursework tool number 6, and I'm going to discuss that in a few. Okay, minimum 210 total semester credits. Okay, so now let us discuss here the coursework tool. Okay, so if you want to find this coursework tool, this is the website, fsbpt.org, free resources, regulatory resources, coursework tools, CWT. I will put the link down below. Okay, but I have the summary here. Okay, so coursework tool number 1. Okay, so if you are a graduate before 1978, so you are under coursework tool number 1. Okay, as you can see here, it's 105 semester credit hours. Okay, it is baccalaureate degree or bachelor's degree. Okay, so that is for people before you graduated in 1978. Okay, now coursework tool number 2. So these are for people graduated 1978 to 1991. So from 105, it increased to 120 semester credit hours. Okay, and again, it's a baccalaureate degree or bachelor's degree. Okay, now coursework tool number 3 for graduates 1992 to 1997, 120 semester credit hours. Okay, baccalaureate degree. Okay, next, coursework tool number 4. This is where the change happened, and this is I fall under because I graduated in year 2000. So coursework tool number 4 is from 1998 to year 2009. So it increased for 120 semester credit hours to 150, and as you can see, the requirement is post-baccalaureate degree. Okay, post-baccalaureate degree. Coursework tool number 5 is from 2009 to 2016. So if you're a graduate from 2009 to 2016, 150 semester credit hours. Again, this is post-baccalaureate degree. Okay, post-baccalaureate or post-bachelor degree. So physical therapy you need a master's degree or master's equivalence. And for coursework tool for foreign trained physical therapists, okay, coursework tool number 6, $170 semester credit hours. Okay, and post-baccalaureate degree. Okay, so for healthcare worker certificate, this is the one needed. Okay, so you have to have 170 semester credit hours and a master's degree. Okay, so if we go to fsbpt.org, okay, I'll put the link down below so you can see this. Okay, this is about the healthcare worker certificate. Okay, healthcare worker certificate for professions with a minimum of BS entry level degree. Okay, for physical therapists, as you can see, it is highlighted here. Master's degree is now the minimum requirement. An individual may have an entry level of Bachelor of Science, but will be required to have additional MS or Master's in Science. The healthcare worker certificate is for immigration visa purposes only and is not used for licensure. Okay, individuals may come to work to the U.S. with healthcare worker certificate and an appropriate visa. The healthcare worker certificate is valid for 5 years and may be renewed. If an individual becomes legal permanent resident of the United States, he or she no longer needs the healthcare worker certificate. Okay, so recap, clarification. Okay, so let's start off with, if you do not have any working visa, you don't have any immigrant visa, you're not a US citizen, you're not here in the US at all. Okay, you have to start from zero, you have to start from scratch. The current requirement right now is for you to have a master's degree. Okay, so even for example, the state of Texas, as you can see, they said they don't need a master's degree. That is only applicable to people who have an immigrant visa or US citizen who are already here in the US. Okay? But if you need to be here in the US, you need a working visa or an immigrant visa. The requirement is that you have to have the healthcare worker certificate. Okay, and that healthcare worker certificate, as we have read before, now requires for you to have a master's degree. Okay, the healthcare worker certificate is needed before you are approved of a working or an immigrant visa. So that rule of Texas that they don't need you to have a master's degree will not be applicable to you because you're not yet here in the US. You're not an immigrant and you are not a US citizen. Okay, so I know it can be confusing, but I hope that this is helping you to clarify. Okay, so again, on the other side of the coin, if you are already here in the US, you're already an immigrant, or you're already a US citizen, you don't have to worry about the healthcare worker certificate, because again, that healthcare worker certificate is just needed so that someone can be approved of a working or immigrant visa. It's a requirement for visa applications. But since you're already here and you're going to apply to a specific state, what you have to do is to apply for educational credential review. Okay, and the FCCPT or CGFNS, whichever you use, will use the coursework tool depending on what year you graduated, as I mentioned before. Okay, and the FCCPT will determine whether you have deficient hours, deficient subjects that you have to take before they approve your application. But again, for those with immigrant visa already in the US, for those who are a US citizen, you only need the educational credential review. Okay, so I hope that clarifies the confusion about whether you need a master's degree or not, whether you can apply here to the US with just a bachelor's degree or not, whether you need a healthcare worker certificate or not. Okay, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that this video is helpful for you. Don't forget to share this video to anyone you know who will benefit from it. Subscribe, like, because that will really help boost the channel. Also, please don't forget to check my books. The links are down below. I have 3 books right now, and it will be 4 soon, and I will announce it soon. And maybe by the time you watch this video, it's already released. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Until the next video, stay blessed.